So dramatic, Tek. How will you ever figure out which of these 3 inexplicable options that all fit these letters you have?
So it's literally just like road, park, and lane.
Yep.
But park is spelled with a C for some reason.
Because Canada, York.
What?
It's like the New York of Canada. Because it's like a Canadian development studio.
Alright. Okay. What am I supposed to do?
I don't actually know what we're doing right now.
I don't hear anything. What was the point of that?
Is it supposed to be an audio clue? There was like a fog
Oh,
board at the
there
end of
was.
that.
Let's listen again. Be very quiet.
Yeah, it's definitely like water noises.
Yeah. Okay, so the river it is. This one. Yes?
Seems to make
I
sense.
may only have time for one address. If Shaun's not there, I'm done. It's a crapshoot.
It's not a crapshoot. We just used our deducting skills. We did more police work than the fucking B guy ever did.
It's true. And now I think we get a scene with the B guy trying to figure out the address. So, what's interesting is that
You got a trophy.
I did. Because when I played through that on stream, I decided not to do the last one to make it more interesting.
Oh. So you wouldn't die?
Yeah. But yeah, interestingly, like, if Madison is still alive, there's a way
such
that...
an idiot.
I know,
We've
it's...
only got a few more
There's a
hours
way that
left
she
to
can
save
find
Shaun
out, like, who
Mars.
the killer is and, like, the
There has
address
to
of
be
the
a
place,
goddamn
and then she
clue
can call
somewhere.
and tell one of the other characters to go to the correct address if they can't figure it out on them.
This kid's
on
gonna
their own
die,
based on the
and
clues
I'm
that they
going
had.
around in circles.
It looks like he's just having a fit. Just need some blue dust in a tube.
How does he control the interface with
All
only
packed
one
up
hand?
and ready to
He's
go?
like waving with his ungloved hand.
What are you talking about?
The investigation's over. We know who did it. We no longer need your services anymore, Norman. So you can
Quick,
ride your
punch him in the
files
dick.
all the way back to Washington. I'd be
Who's that
lying
guy on
if
the
I said
board?
I was gonna miss you.
No, but he's wanted.
The investigation isn't over. You have absolutely nothing on Mars.
Why is this room filled with, like,
Mars is guilty.
pollen
Case
or something?
closed.
Like, really dense
Anyway, it's
pollen.
no
Yeah, I know.
concern of yours. Now you're off the case. So pack up and fuck off.
Dang!
Oh.
Dang.
Blake, you are an unbalanced, psychopathic asshole.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Good to
Honestly,
see you.
I don't give a shit what you think. I found the origami killer.
Ugh.
Everyone's happy. End of story. Have a
That's
nice
how
trip
police
back.
work.
No
We
one-
find someone to blame, we accept the credit, and that's why no one trusts us.
Ooh.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was actually just... Oh, wow.
He's going for it.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was, like, actually just a glitch in the visuals? Like, he's actually supposed to be acting normal, but his face is just, like, freaking out.
The killer's name is here. Somewhere in this data. I just have to find it. Find it before it's too late.
Oh, one last thing, sir. You should be careful not to overindulge.
Shut up, Figment! You're not real!
It can be dangerous.
Okay.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous, Mr. Wayne.
Kill you if you're not careful. That would be most unfortunate, sir.
Can I...
What's that? I gotta take some blue dust in a tube. I wasn't paying attention to you.
Okay, let's look at the clues.
Dimension of the dice! Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You got some attack crests. You'll need those later.
Correct. Analyze.
So, how much do you remember off the top of your head? The orchid was like one of the things the killer would leave as part of his MO, sort of his signature
Right.
on the corpses. I don't know what that was actually. Origami figure also.
Two
obviously
receipts
very
from the
similar.
same gas station.
Right.
Might be near the killer's home.
Who keep it? So even if you keep all your receipts, Who has 2 receipts from the same gas station on them at the same time?
Yeah, I know, right?
Ugh, that doesn't get us anywhere. The killer lives in this zone. 342 people live around there. Not good enough. Gotta find a means of identifying the killer more precisely.
Yep. Well, so interesting thing about this that I only learned playing it through on the stream
The gun the killer
is
left
that if you
at the
take
Blue
long
Lagoon.
enough in here,
Perhaps there's someone
his
who drinks
nose starts bleeding, and I think if you take long enough, he just dies from drug overdose.
That's
like,
amazing.
investigating the thing.
Impounded in a police case 5 years ago. The gun is still supposed to be in police custody. Who checked it out? If not a cop.
Definitely that guy.
Which guy?
The guy we just spoke to.
Which guy we just spoke to?
The one who was just in the room.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
That motherfucker. He did it. It was him.
But don't you think he'd be able to pronounce the word origami if he did it?
Maybe not. Maybe that's why. Maybe he's been trying all this time to pronounce it
Ari
properly.
was in record mode when I was fighting with the killer. Perhaps there's something on it.
Analyze with an S.
Do it. Wonderful. Play. Supposed to see something here.
There is a clue here. It's a little difficult to spot. You kind of almost have to already be thinking of it in order to find it realistically.
The sword was already in Paco's office. It's got nothing to do with the killer.
Why did that even come up?
I guess there's certain like hot spots at different points in the video that are like things that he would observe, and the sword is there at the end. Like a sword.
So... Choke me.
Gold watch. I'm sure I've seen this before somewhere.
Okay.
Do you remember?
For Carrie's promotion present. Who's Carrie again?
It's sort of irrelevant. It's just like when you were in the police station earlier, you end up having to talk to this receptionist, and she's like, "Oh, we're collecting for like someone's thing." Like our police
Watch they
department
give
always
for
gives these
promotions
watches.
to lieutenant. The killer is a cop.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
could say it's a cop killer,
Was
except
that the
that would
clue?
be misleading. Yeah, that was. I believe that's the only critical clue here.
Alright. I think I've looked at all the other shit, right? What is this?
Looks like the killer is a cop. Carter Blake. That would explain the dead-end investigation and his desire to frame Ethan Mars.
So the guy I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the guy we were talking about.
Should I accuse him or should I investigate further?
Well, that's up to you.
Is there more to find?
You're
you
the
think?
you're the B guy.
Is there more to find?
If there is, I don't specifically know what it is.
Let's just go do it. Fuck it, he did it. This will go well. More drugs!
Got a fever, and the only solution is blue dust in a tube.
Show me your left breast.
What?
Your left breast.
Your left breast!
Are you having a drug fit? Show me your boobs, Lieutenant Blake!
Yeah, and so does every other cop in this precinct who's made lieutenant. So does every person who's ever bought one in some shitty mall. What's your fucking point?
It's a pretty odd coincidence.
You're the murderer!
What are you accusing me of being the origami killer?
Clearly not, because you can't pronounce it!
You should just say no. Nah, just
I
kidding.
think you're the killer, Carter.
Watch your fucking mouth, Norman.
Nobody
You're about to
cares.
make the
Yeah, no,
It's just like, you are a serial killer, and everyone's like, oh yeah.
It's
go
like that.
nuts.
It's like that scene in Jurassic Park. We got Dodgson. We got Dodgson here. See, no one gives a
Carter
shit.
Blake, you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say?
Do not, that is not how you use a gun.
Evidence against you in a
Do
court of
not
law.
put your finger on the trigger unless you're gonna pull it.
You
No one cares!
Yeah, no.
Fucking
If
lunatic.
someone has a gun drawn in a police station, everyone stops what the fuck they're doing.
Jesus Christ, Jayden, you completely off your head? Accusing Lieutenant Blake of being the origami killer?
He almost got it.
I have proof, Captain.
Your proof is a load of bull, Norman. All you have is a load of crackpot theories. I'm taking you off the case. Pack your bags and go back to Washington. Your superiors will hear about all this. Believe me.
Just led nowhere. Was I supposed to have come up with something else
There is some way to prove who the killer is.
in that scene?
Yeah.
What am I, Shaun now?
Shaun!
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 Oh no, I'm just.
Oh, we're at the flashback, yeah.
Hang on, John. I'll get help. Just hang on. Go on, hurry. I think the water's rising.
Where? That's the top of the thing. It can't go any higher than that.
Yeah, I don't know what... I mean, like, you could say that, like, his strength's gonna give out and he's gonna let go, but, like, the water's not gonna rise from there.
Where am I supposed to go? Oh, Jesus.
You're supposed to find help.
Controls are so bad.
Because your brother friend is drowning.
Where do I go?
I don't know. You have to get to just, like, some... I think you have to try and get back to where you started when you, like, played through the scene earlier.
I don't
but
remember where that
exactly where
was.
that is.
That's what I sound like when I run.
Yeah. Well, does that seem significant to you? I mean, it's a little weird, right?
This motherfucker saved my brother!
Dad, it's John. He found your bike.
Ah,
He's
get out of
coming.
here, you little pest. Leave me
You
alone.
gotta come, Dad. Come on, John's gonna die. John's gonna die.
Well, that'll be one less greedy mouth to feed, won't it?
Father of the Year award. This guy, 2017.
John's gonna die. John's gonna
What
die,
did I tell
Dad.
ya? Scram!
Please, Dad. You've got to save John.
Great acting. Where'd the bottle go? That's great.
I tried, John. I really tried. But he wouldn't come. Please don't die, John. Please.
Oh, okay, I won't.
He just like floats out with his mind powers. You've disappointed me for the last time.
Don't forget about my Scotty.
Scotty?
Scotty.
Who's Scotty?
You know someone named Scott.
I don't remember anyone's name.
Someone with asthma? Someone who at some point would have been a cop?
The bad guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's the origami killer?
He is indeed.
What?
Yep.
What? That's a twist.
Yep.
That seems weird. Wait, then why did I just accuse that other guy?
Because you didn't evidence hard enough?
Jesus. There he is. Fucking murderer.
So I believe in this scene, you sort of demonstrate the fact that, like, your investigation has been to find all of the evidence that, like, linked you to the case so you could destroy it, so that people wouldn't figure out that you were the origami killer. Although the timing seems really questionable, that you wait until you've got, like, 8 victims or whatever they said earlier, and then suddenly try and kill all the evidence rather than do it as you go along.
Does he know he's the origami killer?
Yeah, he does.
So this whole time he's been acting like...
Well, all he's been doing is, like, going up to other victims, going up to, like, the parents of the victims, and, like, asking them for leads under the guise of being a private investigator, which, by trade, technically he is.
It's bizarre.
He's just also the killer. So, like, rather than gathering clues, he was collecting the evidence to destroy.
Weird. Who's that lady? Oh, right.
Yeah, the one with the baby. Tried to cover it in poop by not washing our hands.
This is a weird twist that makes no sense.
Elaborate.
I mean, so just like the way he's been acting the entire time has been like a righteous, like, investigator who's like trying to figure shit out.
Well, right, but, like, you wouldn't act like the killer if you were trying not to
But
seem
even
like
when
the
he
killer.
was alone, like, why chase after that guy who killed? Like, why even bother if the guy wasn't?
I mean, like, we have a scene yet to understand why he does what he does, but, like,
That makes sense. Was I her when he died?
like, the camera does this weird, awkward cutaway thing. It seems really out of place in that scene, which always, like, I hate the way that plays out, because it always felt to me really obvious that something weird had happened.
Right.
Like, if they had smoothed that over, I feel like that would be less obvious.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, he's like a former cop, he is still a private investigator. Like, it's not that he's only a killer. He has a specific reason to do what he does.
Alright then. Well, now we know who the origami killer is. I don't...
Hey, it took you 13 episodes, but you finally figured out how to pronounce it.
I did. Origami. They didn't try very hard with the fire, did they?
Not extremely
They
hard.
tried
no.
real hard with the face with the fire. They're just like, just pretend it's fire, guys. Look,
I think that's Shaun.
His face is weird.
Yeah.
He looks so gaunt.
Well, I mean, he has been trapped for... How many days has it been now? Like, probably about 3 at this point, I think?
Right?
This is going to be really interesting.
But, like, how... As a PI living in a studio apartment, like, how does he have the resources to, like, set up all those fucking cameras and all that shit? Like, I don't believe any of that.
Well, he's not spending any of his money on his apartment, clearly. Or on his cooking skills to make those sweet raw eggs. So he probably just, like, saved up for the cameras and, like, has reused them every time. It's not like you use up the cameras to do that. The burner phones are a little bit more questionable, but they are pretty cheap looking.
If I were him, I would have brought bolt cutters.
I mean, bolt cutters do seem like a legitimately reasonable thing to bring. It seems like a safe assumption you'll have to get somewhere you shouldn't need to be, or you shouldn't be allowed to be, rather.
Crowbar, you can just use that as a weapon too. Oh, you know what I mean? It just seems...
No, I definitely agree. Like, it sounds kind of... Like, I could see why you wouldn't think to do it, but at the same time, it seems like a very natural thing to bring with you.
OMG,
And to assume that you would need.
I did it! Best dad ever!
Don't fall in. It'd be awkward.
Or if I just let him die right now.
I wonder if that's an option. I legitimately don't know.
Shaun!
Unfortunately, I don't know CPR, so...
Oh my god, Shaun, answer me. Don't have me.
Live!
Please.
Live!
I believe you are supposed to shout "live" as part of the procedure, right?
Live!
That's what the movie's
Don't die on me!
Clear! Just like electrocute him with your hands. What?
It's supposed to do it to be to staying alive.
Oh, that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Staying alive.
That beat is somehow, like, exactly on rhythm with what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Which is amusing, considering that the song is called Staying Alive. Do you think they had that in mind when they wrote it?
Definitely.
The Bee Gees are saving lives! Serious business.
Shaun!
Ooh, that's awkward. I'm glad no one heard me say that.
Especially my dead son. I mean, oh shit, whoops. That sucks. Is he dead? Oh! Yay!
Drama! I couldn't tell if you were dead because your eyes are always lifeless. Thanks, Quantic Dream.
I thought you were gone.
Dad. I knew you would come and save me.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
I wasn't sure.
I'm gonna die now, by the way.
Shaun, listen. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I want you to know that whatever happens, I love you more than anything in the world. I'm not dead. I took the poison an hour ago, and I'm not dead.
And he does.
I like that he waits for like exactly the timer to run out, as if there wouldn't be like any room for that to take any more or less time.
Leave. Run away.
It's like it was a
My
super precise
father
poison.
didn't lift one finger to save his son.
Who are you?
Oh, you don't know me, Ethan. Oh, but we've met before.
I feel like you can't say both of those things. I feel like you can't say you don't know me, but we've met. That feels weird. I like that he wasn't making any attempt to help there. He was just sort of watching. He's like, kid died.
Looking for a father that would be able to do what mine could not do.
Climb through a hallway full of glass. Cut off his pinky finger.
Yep, dodge through some like electrical generators.
And drink some poison.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And also drive irresponsibly.
Search.
That's important.
Oh, and murder a drug
They
dealer.
all
Right.
failed.
I think that covers everything.
I remembered you.
All those murders? Just to find a father capable of saving his son?
Just to find a father?
Have you any idea how it feels to know you've been a worthless nothing in your father's eyes? Believe me, I've suffered just as much as my victim.
I mean, I don't know that I would say that.
You know, I feel like the voice actor for this guy really fits the look of the guy,
Yes.
but
Go
also,
ahead, you can kill me
like,
now.
isn't up to the task of playing this character.
It doesn't matter.
Like, he was totally up to the task until
You've
suddenly
enough what I
he's
want.
the main antagonist of the thing and has to be a crazy guy.
They're gonna-
So Gunn,
Oh, he shot him.
of course Gunn.
He did.
He fucking tried to drown my son. He made me cut off my pinky finger, climb to a hallway full of glass, kill a drug dealer, electrocute myself a whole bunch of times. Gunn. Not Gunn? You would not Gunn?
Well, I'm just saying you shot him.
Did you Gunn?
It's just an observation. It plays out a lot differently.
Gunn again. Oh,
So
come
like
on.
Madison like runs in and helps you like get Shaun out, I think. But, like the cops are here, and then like the FBI guy shows up and like fights this guy on a conveyor belt and like drops
Jesus.
him in a shredder. Like it's
This
fucked
has
up.
played out very different.
It's very different. Like you still get most of the conversation, but I think the FBI guy like interrupts it or something like that.
There's a log here. Jesus, come on. We can step over a log.
It's the
can't
final
we?
challenge of the game. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Get out of the room!
Doo-doo-doo.
Fight the controls! Bye.
What happens when you go outside? Are the cops still there?
How am I putting him down?
I don't know. Oh, to open the door, maybe? It's like a big, weird warehouse door.
Dad. Don't leave me.
Maybe
I gotta
there's
push
like a
open the door if
inside.
we're gonna get out of here.
I never want you to leave me alone again, Dad.
I promise.
I'm going
I
to be
never will.
creepily codependent on you, Dad.
I promise.
It'd be really funny if you called him Jason.
Guys,
Oh, yeah, that's not great for you. Yeah, you can't see her. That gesture is meaningless.
what's happening. You don't know what's happening either, do you?
No, I mean, like, this is a similar situation to what is set up if the other way plays out. Madison sort of convinces the cops not to murder you. So I don't really know if they're just gonna, like, shoot you on sight or something, because they're convinced you're the origami killer right now.
Open fire!
Why?
Wow. So I guess you need to succeed as either Madison or Jaden in order not to have Ethan die. Because, like, someone has to tell the cops they're wrong. And if they don't, then he just gets shot.
That makes no sense, though. He didn't have a gun. He wasn't reaching for his gun.
No, it's
he
true.
wasn't running away.
It's even more confusing when you consider that the last time they tried to apprehend him, they were, like, really committed to non-lethal force. Like, none of them tried to shoot him once.
Dad, wake up. Don't leave me alone.
That's stupid.
Please, Dad, wake up.
Fuck this game. What are you loading? More asshole?
General relief this morning when the police announced that they had found Shaun Mars alive more
Yeah,
than 4 days
they
after
did a
There's
great
not
job.
a recent photo.
They did a great job.
Wandering in the old dogs neighborhood.
He's wandering.
Yeah, he was, yeah, for sure he was wondering.
He managed to escape from the origami killer who had kidnapped him. The investigation
Who
is
would
currently
believe
on
that?
hold, while child care specialists
That's
work
such an
to interview the boy
unconvincing
in
spin
hopes
on that
they
story.
provide some new information on the origami killer.
Oh my god.
Are still at a loss as to the identity of the so-called origami killer, who currently remains at large. We're just getting word that the investigation into the origami killer has had a tragic outcome.
Stop saying that.
Ethan Mars, father of the kidnapped boy and suspected of being the origami killer, has
Stop
been
saying
killed in a police operation.
Wait,
Police
how
operation,
yeah,
quote, unquote.
how would that be news if they're already saying that they found Shaun alive?
And Lieutenant Carter Blake have both been suspended pending a full police investigation.
Where are you
Everyone
looking?
investigating this all fucked up.
Why is it not over?
That's a good question.
Who is left?
There's epilogues, but yeah, I'm not sure who this is. I don't know who we'd be. Oh, is this like Ethan's grave? That's fucked up.
That is fucked up. Did Ethan die for you?
No.
Fuck you. Who's this bitch?
Oh, it's his mom, Grace.
Why are they both wearing like weird jackets?
Come on, Shaun.
Canada York.
We've got to go now.
Who's gonna be the next origami killer?
Yeah. He wants to find a cop who doesn't jump to conclusions and murder a guy. So he just starts murdering cops in the rain. Do we get one for... Oh, that's weird. Wait, she's... What? Ghost? Ghost lady?
But she's dead.
She's dead. She's dead.
Oh.
Journalist Madison Page was laid to rest in Charity Cross Cemetery
her
today.
hand,
Her
like, comes
heroic
out
death
the
while
grave.
investigating the
That would be...
disappearance of
That would
Shaun
actually
Mars
be
as well as
amazing. I would really like that. As dumb as that is.
She was a journalist? Did we know that?
Yeah, we knew that. She wasn't telling Ethan that, but like...
sacrificed her life in the
We were
search for
aware of that,
truth.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm Brittany Sanders for ICN.
By the time she died.
Okay, Brittany, it's a wrap.
Great. Let's get out of here. All this hokey clapcaps made me hungry.
We still get one
Are
for
you
Jade?
sure you've thought this through, Norman? You've got a promising career ahead of you.
No, I
It's a
suck as
pity
an
that-
FBI
With all
person.
due respect,
I don't
sir,
even know how to pronounce it.
I'm done thinking. I need to lead something like a normal life.
You have a
I've just
message.
got a bit too close to everything recently.
And too many
I
drugs.
need to step back,
Take more drugs.
at least for a while.
Just drugs.
Will you be coming back to the
Maybe
FBI?
take a step back from blue dust in a tube to something easy like meth.
I'm making no promises.
I'm very high right now. I don't know who I am.
He just shoots him.
Get away, evil unicorn!
You can keep your Ari if you like. This one's going offline. There's a new model due next month.
What? What would that... Why would you? That doesn't make any sense.
I think you better take it back. It's just a little too compelling, and well, it won't help me where I'm going.
To hell.
The real world.
Also known as hell.
I hope he steps out of the screen right now like the Ring.
Norman.
I hope so too.
Going off to learn the Japanese art of origami. You probably have never heard of it.
Damn, you get a lot of epilogue when shit goes down.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually pretty short if you get, like, the good ending.
Okay. What's that building?
I assume it's just a building behind the graveyard. I don't know.
I thought we were, like, zooming up to it.
It did kind of.
So apparently we're just going up to the rain. Which is chubby.
We're gonna see Mufasa in a second. So I like that they all got buried in what is presumably the only graveyard in fucking Canada, York.
Why does he have a headstone, but then like the information is elsewhere?
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? Hand out of the ground? Question mark? Yeah, should it still be raining? There you go. Apparently that's the end.
Okay.
So we may need to continue to turn the audio in this section is really loud.
Yeah.
So final thoughts. Do you want me to run down what the other ending is like approximately?
Sure. What happened for you?
So, like, I forget the exact sequence of things at, like, the sort of climax at the warehouse thing.
Right.
But, like, if all four characters make it there, then, like, Ethan gets to that warehouse. He manages to save Shaun. He does confront Scott Shelby. But then I think, like, Shelby maybe, like, pulls a gun on him or something. But then, like, the FBI guy comes in and, like, drags him outside, and they get in this big climactic fist fight, and they somehow end up on, like, one of those conveyor belts that's, like, running over the thing, and they're slapping each other with random crap that's just, like, going along them until they get to the end, and Jaden... I think you actually have the choice on whether you want to save Shelby at that point, but, like, he ends up, like, hanging on a ledge over this, like, grinder for all the loose crap that's going there, and you can either...
What was supposed to happen.
Yeah. And you can either, like, drop him into it or save him and arrest him, I guess. And then, like, Madison shows up on her motorcycle and, like, tells the cops to, like, fuck off because Ethan's not the killer and she has proof.
Right.
And then they don't shoot him. And then...
So what is the proof that I was supposed to have found?
She interviews Scott's mom, who's still alive, in, like, an old folks' home. And, like, manages to get enough information to cobble together who the killer is. But then she goes and confronts Shelby, and, like, he locks her in his, like, burning apartment after she, like, finds, like, secret information about him. And so, yeah, then, like, in the epilogue, like, basically, like, Ethan and Madison and Shaun live happily ever after, and I guess Grace just fucks off even though she's the biological mother of Shaun.
Yep.
Jaden gets, like, time on a late-night talk show talking about how great he is, but then it sort of implies that maybe he's hopelessly addicted to drugs. That's the good ending. I don't know why that always implies that he's just, like, fucked.
Alright.
Like, honestly, this ending seems more optimistic for him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, in the version I played, I killed off Scott, and Lady Willem Dafoe sort of visits his grave and is like, what the fuck even? Like, how are you the killer? Like, why did you do this, you monster?
Right.
And then, like, that was kind of the end, I think.
My final thoughts are, I enjoy the concept. I enjoy some of the game.
I mean, it's definitely not a flawlessly executed game, by any stretch of the imagination. It's a little wonky even when it's working, right?
The controls are garbage.
The tank controls are right out. I don't know what that's about.
And the ending sucked. Like, that sucked. Like, I'm sorry. But, like,
I mean, that wasn't a particularly good ending. I mean, keep in mind that 2 of your characters did not make it to the end.
No, like, my concern isn't just that.
Right.
Like, the issue is that, like...
You don't get closure on...
No, like,
well,
the fact that the detective was the killer, like, doesn't translate to me. Like, I get that he's, like, the least suspected guy in the game, and so you're like, oh, it was him! Like, oh my god! Surprising! But, like, it seems like a dumb, like, solution. Like, I just don't buy it, you know what I mean? Like, all of the things that he did throughout the game, like, there was no point where you could think about, oh, that whole time he was doing this! It doesn't feel that way. At all. Like, he always felt like this righteous character who was, you know, he's the guy down on his luck trying to help out, you know, and solve the thing.
That is really interesting to me because that was never my interpretation of him. I always found him, like, kind of off. I didn't necessarily expect him being the killer, but, like, I always found him generally suspicious.
No, I never found him suspicious, not for a single moment.
And personally, I did actually really like the idea that, like, he had been the investigator the whole time, but he wasn't trying to solve the murder, he was just trying to...
No, I love that. That's a great idea.
It's a great idea. I like that.
On paper, it's a fine idea. The issue that I have is the way they developed his character is just not...
Yeah.
It doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't leave it open for the ending that we got. Like, the way that he acts throughout the entire game does not ever indicate to me that he was a killer. And at the end, the actor was so fucking terrible.
I mean, he's not... Yeah,
that he was delivering the lines in the same exact goddamn way that he was throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
But now we learn he's a fucking psychopath. Like, he was like, yeah, I suffered a lot too, you know. Like, what? You're a fucking psychopathic killer with your victim right there.
I feel like that's a little narrow of an interpretation in that, like, not all crazy manifests itself as, like, you know... totally unhinged maniac.
It didn't have to be an unhinged maniac. What I saw there was a guy who was, like, completely detached, didn't give a crap, was not into the fact that he was about to murder someone. Like, there was no emotion in any of those line deliveries.
But, like, you're describing a sociopath.
No, like
a sociopath is different from a psychopath. You are correct. But, like, a sociopath could also be a killer because of their detachment.
But okay, so fine, you're right, but that's still bullshit. Because...
I mean, like, I'm not disagreeing that you're... I feel like you have a valid opinion, although I just... Personally, I had a different interpretation of things.
Well, so my point is... Okay, so sure, he's detached. Like, forgive me for using the wrong language. The point is, he was a bad actor.
He's definitely a bad actor.
A terrible actor at a really pivotal moment in the story that needed to make me believe that everything that had led up to this point was what we got,
personally, I think it's more that there just isn't enough material there. Like, I feel like what you really want is maybe not, like, full on, like, super villain monologue, but something where he's sort of going deeper into his motivation and they sort of shorthand it.
Yeah. Like, just give us a bit more... I just want to connect with him.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything there. I didn't feel
like
it was
in fairness, you do get... It's probably not all that much, but you do get, like, a little bit more background on it if you get to do the full investigation with Madison. You get, like, a little bit more background on the character and, like, a better sense of why he might be doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, still.
Yeah, I mean, like, Quantum Dream is definitely not known for making flawless games. They are always really ambitious, and they have some good points, and they're a little broken.
Yep.
I really like this game, but I definitely acknowledge that it is not for everyone, and it has a lot of problems. That said, I am really looking forward to the new game coming out. Like, I'm not sure how much they've confirmed to date, but, like, people believe it will be later this year.
Right.
So...
Also, what's the deal with the origami? Is that ever explained? Not in my playthrough.
Not in your playthrough. I think they go into it... I think they say that it was just something he was fascinated with as a kid, and, like, it just sort of, like, manifests itself as a signature to when he's doing his criminal activity.
Well, that also seems lazy. Yeah, he does it because he feels like it.
Well, I mean, like, Like, what are you expecting from, like, a signature?
Like-
Usually, when you're investigating a serial killer, the signature isn't conscious.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually something that's just, like, manifesting some part of your psyche that is generally, like, causing you to do what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I missed something that would make me feel like it was a worthwhile, like, turn, but the execution just wasn't there for it. Oh well. Glad I played it. It was definitely a fun time watching people bumble around and cut off their pinkies.
But I mean, I think we could both agree that the most important thing to take away from this entire story,
yes,
is Jason.
I'm so good.
So good.
Oh, look, a switch. Everybody loves switches.
Turn on.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Did it make that corpse tingle? It looked like it did.
It seems to have turned on the Johnny 5 robots.
It does seem to have done that.
Oh, there is a corpse there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there were two. Oh, you may be dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh.
This game is metal, man. Jeez.
This game is so fucking brutal. Do you see that thing?